ceremony of Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School Main Campus with the theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Tinusbawan kanino magahanan, sinot sugar buog tumangpagsali, tungudog alang sa kalambuan. Kahayag ka kanamo magabanwang, kadto sa dalan sa kalapusan. Ang kabugnaw sa imong hinuyuy, sarang maoy hulim sa pangabudlan. Ihiusa mo ang katawan sa pagpatunghay sa kaangayan, piniling yuta sa sa Sidlatang Negros, bahandi ka mapagarbong kanlaon. Kanlaon pagkaanong bukong sa dungon, yanong kakugi sumbanan sa katilingban. Ulawanon ko, iukalang lukahas, nga kanamo buot mong ipatuman. Uban sa Diyos ng panalangin, panumpak ko nga kanimo sa kanunay. Pagmatala sa imong katahon, tahuron ka sa tanang katuigan. Usa ka tibok sa kabukiran, gawas mong magtudlo sa kaapuhan. May sukod dati mailhan sa kalinaw, o kanlaon na bulahan. Piniling yuta sa Sidlatang Negros, kanlaon pinangga kong dakbayan. Pinangga kong kanlaon.
Let us place ourselves in the presence of God, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. God, our Father, giver of life and source of all things, we adore and praise you for your goodness. You are the source of everything, and all things come from you. We honor and glorify your name amidst this turbulence that we are experiencing in this time of pandemic. Your mighty hands and power cannot be overpowered by any calamities and tribulations that strike us in our journey towards the accomplishment of our goals. And for this, you are worthy of all our praise and thanksgiving. Today, as we celebrate the 6th Junior High School Moving Up ceremony, we can't help but feel grateful that despite the many obstacles and difficulties we have encountered in the delivery of our services to our students, we can say that we attained victory in combating the snares of the devil, which is the COVID-19 pandemic, which blocked our way in the total fulfillment of the goals of education. We deeply regret, Lord, that perhaps because we were not so prepared in the sudden change in our educational system, our students, the parents, the teachers, and everybody in the community found it so difficult to cope with it. However, dear Lord, you were there to guide us all the way. We feel sorry, Lord, that we were not able to brave enough to face the challenges, because there are many times when we complain and wanted to give up. We feel weak and insensitive to the needs of others. Forgive our shortcomings, Lord, and have mercy on us. We thank you, Lord, for giving us the courage and the strength to hold on and not to give up through the years. Thank you, Lord, for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for the people you have given to us as an instrument of your peace and love in realizing the DepEd mission and vision. Thank you for our leaders, the DepEd and city officials, the parents who have worked collaboratively in the attainment of our goals. As we will be culminating our school year now, we ask you to continue sharing your blessings upon us now and in the years to come. Bless the completers as they will venture another milestone in their journey in life. Strengthen them and be their guiding torch so that they will be guided on the path they are going to tread. Bless our parents, our teachers, our stakeholders, that we will always be united and dedicated in the fulfillment of our roles as citizens of our country, having one God, one country, with one vision and mission, as one family. This we ask you through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
To our distinguished guests, our District Supervisor, Dr. Jerry C. Altanal, to our guest speaker, Dr. Lizelle Estrella Paulas, to our ever-dynamic school principal, Dr. Edfield V. Cabat, to our hardworking and passionate teachers, ever-supportive and loving parents, diligent students, cheerful friends, guests, ladies and gentlemen, a blessed morning to all and welcome to our 6th Moving Up and first ever virtual ceremony. It was not long after the COVID-19 outbreak. The uncertainty brought us fear, but it also opened many doors to opportunities for us. This day was surely very tough yet challenging year, because studying in the midst of the world's crisis is truly a roller coaster ride. We are full of inhibitions and apprehensions on how we are going to adjust and adapt to the new approaches in our studies. It was not an easy ride, but now, seeing the fruits of our labor is truly delightful. After all the hustle and bustle of this challenging school year, we can finally say to ourselves, I nailed it. The journey was not easy, yet we made it. And thankfully, we are all able to overcome those hurdles because of the endless support and great efforts of our dearest teachers and parents. Junior high school has been an unforgettable journey that has prepared us for the future. The past years of our junior high allowed us to collect most of our memorable memories and moments in our lives as students. Indeed, time passes by so fast, and as our journey continues to unfold, may we all remember and keep in mind the learnings we all had from our teachers who endlessly taught us about many things and helped us grow. A big thank you to all the teachers who diligently worked hard for us, as well as to the parents who never failed to support us every step of the way. If it wasn't because of you, we would have not come this far. To my fellow grade 10 completers, congratulations! This day is indeed very exceptional, since this day marks another milestone in our lives as students. We will celebrate this day with so much gratefulness in our hearts, and may this day become an encouragement for us to continue further and further, taking one step at a time, thriving despite the hardships, challenges, and trials that we would all be facing along the way. Hoping that we would all be filled with excitement and anticipation as the next stages of our lives are about to begin. God is the main reason why we are all here today. Indeed, we are so much blessed by Him. To my fellow completers, I wanted you to leave this verse found in Proverbs chapter 16 verse 3 that encourages and sets us a reminder that we should always commit everything we do to the Lord and He will make us succeed. Carpe diem. It is a great honor and pleasure for me to welcome you all once again to our virtual moving up ceremony. Thank you and God bless us all.
Hello to our teachers, parents, and students. It is such a great privilege and honor and perhaps a big challenge for me to be given this opportunity to share a message of hope for everyone, especially in this time that we are in the midst of great battle with this pandemic, the COVID-19. Indeed, school year 2020-2021 is a tough year for all of us, result brought about by the COVID-19. It relies on what we call our normal lives. To cope up with the new normal is not easy. It needs everybody to work for it. There is a need to have a paradigm shift in the field of education to deal with the changes from the usual face-to-face study to the virtual study using any social media platform in order not to be left out. This is a convenient for those from the highly urbanized areas, but every heart in the rural areas, especially in our city, wherein there are so many dead spots, no signal at all. On the other hand, the use of module for our public school became a trend of which the parents need to accept in order for our students not to be left behind. School year 2020-2021 has ended, and the Department of Education, although faced with the Herculean task to balance everything amidst all the challenges, we survive because we have that faith within us, the faith that propelled our teachers to release their creative potentials in order to reach out our children in faith that every parent has to believe that everything will be alright after the storm. The faith that our local government unit have to relentlessly fight the pandemic in order to protect its constituents. Of course, that childlike faith of our students to believe on the love and care of the parents and teachers. Yes, we are in the tough times, but according to Dr. Robert H. Kohler, tough times never last, but tough people do. Everyone has its dreams. We all have dreams, but dreams without goals remain dreams. We need to work for it in order to reach for our goals. We need to nurture the faith that make us survive. This school year, our local government unit, to our very energetic city mayor, Jose Chupasco Cardenas, together with the city officials and myself, as the chairman of the Committee on Education, we are very much willing to support all the endeavors of the Department of Education. To reach the goal, we need to find ways financially support our students in whatever legal ways. Talking of support, the local government unit was able to hire literacy teachers and extend financial assistance to our senior high school and college students. The local government unit of Canlaon City support the Department of Education in order to lighten the burden of our parents, teachers, and students With faith in my heart, I believe that we can stand the test of time and together we can make it as we live in the new normal of our days of our life. Congratulations for all the students, graduates for school year 2020-2021. Salta ka na.
The trail our students had driven to reach this graduation day was filled with thrills and chills brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. The challenges of the new normal proved that the innovativeness of education system, the receptivity and adaptability of the learners and the untiring cooperation of the parents and the genuine concern of all stakeholders are the basic ingredients to successful academic year. Without being mindful of the government's sustaining support, it is beyond the stretch of human mind to conceive how one could learn without physically interacting with their mentors and classmates and still become an academic achiever. Parents have become para-teachers at home as their children seek guidance from them in order to comprehend and answer their modules. Some parents consider it as review of their own schooling. Others learn together with their children. Other parents totally left it to their children to learn by themselves as they could not compromise their livelihood. One has to make a choice between earning a living or devote time to guide their children academically. Our internet connectivity is not seamless, faltered so many times that deciphering what is being conveyed during virtual classes is as difficult as climbing Mount Everest. To surmise, it is a fight for survival of the fittest. Yet, here we are, rejoicing that finally the 2020 to 2021 academic year is over, and COVID-19 pandemic did not overcome us. We did not succumb to fear and stop educating our children. To many students, this is a bonus year, but a crucial one to parents, teachers, and the education system itself. This pandemic, however, validated the facts that education is a lifelong process, and that it is everyday's business and for the education system to be more relevant and effective. It needs the collaboration of the government and the unwavering cooperation of the parents, the community, the teachers, and the students. To be more successful, we have to tighten our bonds as significant players in the academic sphere in order to strengthen and enhance the quality of our education system. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, we are greater than COVID-19 pandemic. We hurdled it this year, we hurdled it again and again. Remember, we are Canlaonians, a race destined to succeed. As part of our endeavor to promote the quality education to all students, Republic Act number 11536, or an act establishing a separate school division office in the city of Canlaon, province of Negros Oriental, amending for the purpose Section 86 of Republic Act Number 3445, entitled An Act Creating the City of Canlaon, has been finally declared to substantiate the SP Resolution Number 110, Series of 2016. This realization made our city a pedestal of success in terms of having independent city division that we should be proud of. Our division will act as pathway to prioritize our local Canlaonian teachers to render their service in our beloved city. To the selfless parents, the supportive community, the ever-patient teachers, the results-driven school administrators, and the graduates. Today, I share your joy and pride as the first graduates of the academic year in the new normal setting. No one in this world is prepared for this pandemic, but we are always ready to find ways to outsmart it. Here we are today. We are closing joyfully and gratefully this chapter of your life. Challenges still abound, but fear not, your government, under God's guidance, is relentlessly in pursuit to provide quality education. All must become literate and educated. It is my sincere prayer that you may tread the right career path so that you may have a fulfilling life experience, the best version of yourself in everything that you do. Honor your parents and family with your successes and give back to God the glory. Salta Canlaon, congratulations.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the grade 10A advisor, I have the honor to present 19 males and 32 females for a total of 51 learners who have satisfactorily completed the academic requirements prescribed by the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested upon me as the advisor of Grade 10B, I have the honor to present 19 males and 31 females, a total of 50 learners who have satisfactorily complied with the requirements prescribed by the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested on me as the class advisor of Grade 10C, I have the honor to present 18 males and 32 females for a total of 50 learners who have satisfactorily completed all the academic requirements prescribed by the Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as class advisor of Grade 10D, I have the honor to present 15 males and 31 females for a total of 46 learners who have satisfactorily completed all the academic requirements prescribed by the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as class advisor of Grade 10E, I have the honor to present 22 males and 27 females for a total of 49 learners who have satisfactorily completed all the academic requirements prescribed by K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as class advisor of Grade 10F, I have the honor to present 23 males and 24 females for a total of 47 learners who have satisfactorily completed all the academic requirements prescribed by the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as class advisor of Grade 10G, I have the honor to present 17 males and 29 females for a total of 46 learners who have satisfactorily completed all the academic requirements prescribed by the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as school principal of Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School, Main Campus, Junior High School Department, Dr. Jerry C. Eltonal, PSDS of Canlaon 1 District, Schools Division of Negros Oriental, I have the honor to recommend for moving up 133 males and 206 females for a total of 339 learners who have completed all the requirements of the Department of Education in the K-12 Basic Education Program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Secretary of Education through our Schools Division Superintendent, Singing Priscilla Pauline, I hereby confirm the graduation of 133 males and 206 females, a total of 339 completers of the junior high school who have satisfactorily completed the K-12 basic education curriculum as prescribed by the
Aba John Cornel Milan with honors. Aba Orlen Joseph Nemenyo with honors. Abalyar Alchari Nova Dodo with honors. Abalyar Ria Ashley Galan with honors. Abelia Jill Avila. Abelia Rosa Altea Cahoylan. Aboy Rose Angel Temonio. Abrigana John Minard Mama. Agbon Carl Christian Gabales. Alabata Jana May Mataverde with honor. Alberio John Carl Fernando. Albino Emigrace Palma with honors. Alipar Shem de Gracia with honors. Almirante Lowell Nedge Kyoyo with honors. Alpas Haigia May de los Santos with honors. Alpas Stephen Joshua Lopez. Amago Maureen Joey Salvador. Ambayan Angela Lumabi. Ambayan James Amparado with honors. Anggoy Falcon Kyle Estampador. Antipuesto Rishame Arcoba. Apiado Jiven Palanza. Aro Jory Josh Eligio. Arsua Maureen Erika Pinon. Adelino Allen Grace Mihante. Adelino Mayan de Gracia. Avila Vince Semiliano with honors. Bagalina Stephanie Alberio. Baladhay Ryan Ninday Daen with honors. Balasabas Maria Bebshe Abilar with honors. Balbuena Kerr Dominic Itolan. Baltazar Eliza Isabel Villegas. Banyasha Crizela Torresino. Banlansan Hercules Ceballos. Baradero Kimberly Ann Lorena. Bar Carlos Albert Alboro. Barcelon Sharon Osono. Barchana Carl Joaquin Bautista. Barchana Lian Margaret Bautista. Barwado Trisha Shine Patemio. Bailon Brianna Claire Panerio. Beliganyo Angel Cubo. Berholano Angel May Camasora with honors. Berholano Joshua Daligdi. Bisanyo Queenie France Bitoka with honors. Victorio Jesame Mustachio with honors. Binay Crystal Kate Berholano. Bombio Arme Ordenio. Bengali Christine Dumuri. Boromeo Charlene Sundin. Buebanten Janelle Mandloco. Belandres Liza May Artaya. Luna Maxine Ray Milan, Cabardo Marvin John Panancillo, Capios Richard Junior Escaltero, Cabrillos Rita Caminado, with honor. Caburo Jolie Grace Quizon, Talago Vanes Berna, Calderon Charlene Tindal, Kalumba Isabel Moya, with honors. Kalunsa Franz Anthony, Camarines Jessa D.C. Marie Lagunda, Camarines Sarah Jane Lagunda, Camilo Hazel Ann Alvarado, Campomanes Singer Dale Election, with honors. Campo Redondo Ives Dion Gabono, Canarejo Clyde Michael Villegas, Cañete Adrian Coxon, Canham Naven Nair, Canoy Fed Angel Yogo, Canoy Ivy Grace Baclor, with honors. Capistrano Jolie Cornelio, Carabio Mariel Villacampa, Karampatanta Jolie Guarin, Carcido Tirens, Cardenas Miles Janine Arangin, Cariaga Ria Joy Valencia, Carondoy Kayla Doncillo, with honors. Cartagena Chelsea Ann Patiño, with honors. Cartagena Clark Axel Villegas, Cartagena John Brian Neta, with honors. Castillon Aaron Ray Celis, Casuyon Catherine Elliot, with honors. Katakutan Jules Marie Blasi, Kailan Casey Anilin, Chiefly Samantha Zane Javier, with honors. Chiefly Zamira Zian Javier, Co-Angel Monique Ryan, with honors. Cordovan Christian Miller Vargas, Diana Fritz Marvin, De La Cruz Giselle Mojado, with honors. De La Paz Mary Car Barangian, Di Pedro Aliza May Isibar, Di Catoria Genesis Vergadera, with honors. Vicino Charlie Grace Perez, Benito Rafael Rosel Torres, Del Rosario Diana Tacloro, with honors. De La Cruz Giselle Arbenido, De La Peña Shekina Pauline Arañez, De La Torre Gia Levy Fernandez, with honors. De Los Reyes Carl Christian Oraldo, De Lubio Angela Claire Calderon, De Miriam Janelle Rizal Villanueva, De Isabelle Sheena Patricia Peloriano, Jacosa Ray Loyan Lopez, Delar Marsha de Asis, with honors. Brillantes Kayla Marie Sarmiento, Begonia Daniela May. Eleksyon Sheila May Mahusay with honors. Iliapolia Samantha Nicole Martinez with honors. Eliorin Margaret Villafuerte. Elo Nico June Santiago. Imbodo Angelica Bayo. Impiales Zoe Therese Bettina Dulia. Indino John Cyrus Nabala. Iphan Perez Francine Katakutan with honors. Era Jaron Arcinias. Erejano Johnny Jr. Canada with honors. Eroha Eliza Faith Ohayos. Isban Alexandra May Moises. Escanier Jesmar Tenerife. Escalar May Rivera. Escudero Shizande Ishin Barnigo with honors. Ismael Adelpa Gayota. Esplana Cristina Dayana. Estampador Ayana Florence Joy Carolina. Estampador Maria Athea Antoinette Estrada with honors. Estilioso Junmar Talatalo. Ian Giselle Carba with honors. Fajardo John Dave Montealogue with honors. Feliciano Marila Marie Camas. Fernandez Rafael Dina. Flores Charmaine May Bacolo with high honors. Francisco Jerome Cano. Gabales Rizal May Mahilo. Gabat Zek Mariel Javier. Gabuya Ashley May Garuta with honors. Gallinero Nathaniel Salentano. Garuta Charlene Seco with high honors. Garupa Dion John Tobonita with honors. Hilogo Leyde Margaret Abellanida. Gregorio Saliboy III Celeste. Juanine Jessa Claire Oraldo. Gubaton Justine Wilfred Tenonsoro. Gubaton Carl Michael Abidegues. Hernani Melissa Castillo. Julieza Christian Dominic Abansenio. Tito Ralph Loren Sarino. Hapunte Charis Bayan. Hapunte Jenny Reboto. Jarin Randel Jade De La Torre. Javier Charmaine Villadar. Javier Deralden Cadiz with high honors. Jimena Janray Ilo. Hinon Kayla Angela Habanya with honors. Hoxon Andre Brian Taragsa. Hoxon Eliza. Hoxon Jenny Gregorio. Hintilano Frank Juanillo. Ryan Mary Zoe Fernandez with honors. Nagaw Julian Lumado with honors. Labarda Loren Sarmiento. Lastimoso Nika Tapia, Lejo Jamaica K. Aventura, Legaste Princess Piopi Nunez, Lihano Jocelyn Salavedra, Liva Justin with honors, Liena Anthony Earl Pilata, Lopez January Ezon, Lopez Kim Alexis Canlobo, Lizardo Raf Pinon, Lumadik Ann Margaret Tan, Lumanan James Bakil, Magrista Feb Mariel Amani, Magaliano Ina Vidal, Magbanwan Era Jane Piano, Magbanwan Mariel May Ismundo, Magiliano Francis Oliver de los Santos, with honor, Magnate Charissa May Alegado, Magnate Karel Alegado, Maglasha Jenny Bed Bernes, Mahinay Riza May Casuya, Mahusay John Kirby Caguntala, Mahanya Justine Camero, Malabago Gretchen May Montefalco, with honors, Malones John Dave Tamayo, Manila Zylenet Tomampos, Manunag Brenda Velasco, Mansira John Carlo Memes, Makiling Miriam Perez, with honors, Marco Lourdes Tumaro, Marco Mike Arnado, Martir Liz Jerry Bayato, with honors, Masitampo Moses Malone Patricio, Matutina Christine Nicole Agustino, William Flitzel Anchik Philip Monedo, Milagro Merido, Miraflor Joseph Louis Sapelino, Mirafuentes Desiree, Manes Fioren Val Campepe, Montes Maria Arjin Ansalore, with honors, Nashon Annalyn, Nebla Dexy Marie Salmo, Nepomuceno Jessica Espinosa, Obelio Genevieve Lizelle Ibno, Ohio's Chrislyn May Fajardo, Ohio's John Brennan de la Cruz, Olimba George Lester Aliago, Olvido Kirby Oltats Teborgo, with honors, Ombrero Nino Orain, Horizonte Kirsty Nicole Asentista, with honors, Osorio Angela Abanilla, with honors, Osorio Baby Lynn, Osorio Zion, with honors, Oyandorin James Ujela, Patanya Jazz Benson Nato, Palmares Marnie and Joy Libro, Panelio Mary Josel Magno, Pangkod Isidra Algado, Panugalino Alea A. Olvido, Paradsa Mary John Asor, with honors, Pasinabaw Wesley Castro with honors. Pastillo Jomel Bolo. Pat Joselito Jr. Guardiana. Patricio Blinea May Caniete with honors. Pidoy Janelle Nicor with honors. Pedridad Henry Chester Parisina. Pedridad Nelson Jr. Clarion with honors. Petrus John Lloyd Boyo. Pendon Rodel Malabago. Perez Zach Micaela Nicole Chivo with honors. Pedronan Genevieve Dabotero with honors. Pilarta Adrian Casabda. Pinero Charles Lindbergh II. Placido Eric John Santa Ana with honors. Politico Leslie Gallego. Tijano Carla May Fuentes with honors. Tijano Dalia Gravo. Quintana Chevy Noel Alcador. Julio Rafael Lyle Perez with honors. Kisi Denver Villasorda. Kisimundo Julian Emmanuel. Mama John Ray Vichigo with honors. Regana John Lee Tanlon with honors. Regidor James Rubio. Regidor Macario Jr. Rubio. Regidor Jairo Infante. Ricardo Ronalea May Flores. Reyes Eracel Flor Rivera with honors. Reyes Shifra Jul Larona with honors. Rita Plaza Annalyn Evangelista. Rico King Harris Daco. Rivera J9 Aliones. Rivera Joyce Ann Escamlar. Roldan Mary Joy Sabino. Rosalia Russell Jose Marie Candopini. Rudavitas Gerald Cambian. Sabroso John Denise Tapa. Sagaita Jalil Casido with high honor. Salvador Maria Rodoluna Espanola. Salem May Apol Lapitahin. Saligumba Alpe Leonor Rincuna with honors. Salonoy Jessamay Vismanos. Saltarin Harry Soritado. Saludakil Junmar Rico. Saludakil Ryan Pasilan. Saluria Sherry Vibe Banyasha. Sanchez Lian Shea Santista with honors. Santillas Dynamila Aligardos. Sapatosi May Ian. Saraga Alex John Torres. Saranillo Michael Javier. Sarino Hazel Ann Gregorio. Sarino Jefferson Bonaldo. Sarino Krishna Fernandez with honors. Sarmiento Charissa May Pinon. Sarmiento Sarmiento Edward John Lorico, Sarmiento Maria Cristina Doliantes, Sarona L.J. Morden, Sarvida Alejandro Jr. Camalyari, Sayo Nicole Bado, Similiano Nicole Liga, Serrano Nico Alfonso, Silvano Jessa Dixie Sanbumba, Silvano Sofia Nicolette Patricia, with honors. Silvano Bobby Earl Daniel, Cinco David Andrew Libato, Sobiga Silvet Kino, Soldivilla Arjun Saludatu, Soloso Lenanin Yopio, with honors. Santa Ana Robinson Jr. Javier, Sustene Villa Vitalio, Tabausares Sheila May Ian, Tabausares Elena Tena, Talitala Aljon Catalina, Talion Herman Jose Asigo, Tangayan Aaron Fernando, Tangian Enrique Jr. Antonio, Tanglong Ruel Carolina, Tejares Laika May Caramogan, Tejares Mary Jane Caramogan, with honors. Timonio Richel Tenebroso, Tison Princess Gilzra Frias, with honors. Torreres Carl Angel Oyangorin, with honors. Toyugan Lawrence Sanico, Toberde Julian Gregorio, Bagalion Rhea Flora, with high honors. Valdez Angeline Stephanie Algabo, with honors. Velarde Jereen Cabasis, Versero Joselito Jr. Villeto, Versero Mary Rose Velaro, Versero Ralph Tanya, Vergara Janessa Menchano, Villafuerte Angeline Fontaine, with honors. Villafuerte Karen Joy Demasco, Villajos Joshua Sabanato, Villanueva Virgin Magdayan, Villegas Edith Jane Montecastro, Villomo Giselle Dinolia, Vismanos Wari John Henry, Zapanta Liza Joy Calderon, Zapanta Regan Rosatasi. Today, we pay tribute to your hardships and endeavors, and we also give honor to your parents as you reap the fruits of your labor and sacrifices. Virtual friends, the Academic Excellence Awardees of School Year 2020-2021, with high honors, they will receive the Silver Medal. Buloron Ninyamay P. Flores C. Sagayta Jalil C. Bagalion Rhea F. With honors, they will receive the bronze medal. Aba John Ornel M. Aba Orlen Joseph N. Abalyar Ria Ashley G. Abalyar Alchari Nova D. Alabata Janine M. Albino Emigrace P. Alipar Shen D. Almirante Luelmej Q. Alpas Nigeria D. Ambayan James A. Avila Vince S. Baladhay Ryan Indale D. Balasabas Maria Bebshil A. Berholano Angel May C. Bisario Queenie France B. Bitonio Jessame M. Cabrillos Rita C. Kalumba Izet May M. She is also a Kalumpating Handa Division winner. Campomanes Sindet Gay E. Anoy Ivy Grace B. Arundoy Kayla B. Cartagena Chelsea Ann P. Cartagena John Brian M. Kasuyo Catherine E. Chiefy Samantha Zane J. Paul Angel Monique. Victoria Jency B. De Rosario Diana T. De la Cruz Giselle M. De la Torre Gia Levy M. Dolar Marshall D. Dumasco J. C. Election Sheila M. Eliacoria Samantha Nicole M. Ethan Terence Francine C. Erjano Johnny Jr. C. Escudero Shizanne Shane D. Estantador Maria Atea Antoinette E. Ian Giselle E. Fajardo John Dave M. Gabuya Ashley May G. Garupa Gian John T. Hinon Kayla Angela H. Wayan Mary Zoe H. Labaw Julian L. Lapus Desiree Diane T. Liva Justine. Magiliano Francis Oliver D. Malabago Gretchen May M. Makiling Miriam P. Martyr Clint Jeers B. Montes Maria Arjen A. Olvido 30 Oltats T. Horizonte Kirsty Nicole A. Osorio Angela A. Osorio Zion. Paragsa Mary John A. Pasagdan Joanna B. Pasinabaw Leslie C. Patricio Linnea May C. Pidoy Jamel N. Pedrigal Nelson Jr. C. Perez Z. Mikhail
Ladies and gentlemen, I am about to unravel to you one of the stars JBCMHS has produced. She was born in Barangay Binalbagan, Canlaon City, and also graduated her elementary education as valedictorian way back 2005. A brilliant student in her high school years, especially in math and science subjects. I myself used to address her and her younger sister and brother, Star, because of their family name. And she kept on shining as the class valedictorian of class 2009. In college at Silliman University, she was a recipient of Gloria Luya Sweeney Scholarship in 2009, Scranton Women's Scholarship in 2010 to 2013, and a consistent honor awardee and dean's lister. A bachelor and master's degree holder in chemistry from Silliman University and Kunsan National University in South Korea. In fact, she got her Doctor of Philosophy in Physical Chemistry under the Graduate Academic Research Scholarship by the Korean National Research Foundation. In practice, she has experienced the synthesis of organic compounds of dyes for use in dye-sensitized solar cells and its fabrication, performed electronic structure calculations, and the Gaussian and multi-WFN, to name a few. A graduate student researcher of Molecular Structure Laboratory, Kunsan National University, Gunsan, South Korea, and an academic consultant of MSA Science Academic Institute, Cebu City. Out of her research, she was also able to publish journals and stage oral and poster presentations here and abroad. She is happily married to Engineer Fernan Robert Pahulas, and of course, they are still in their honeymoon stage as they exchanged vows barely 4 months ago. At present, she is an instructor of chemistry, Silliman University, Dumaguete City. A licensed chemist, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our inspirational speaker for the 6th Moving Up ceremony of Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School, Dr. Lizel Estrella Pahulas.
Good day to each and everyone. First of all, I would like to thank my alma mater, Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School main campus, and all the faculty led by the school principal, Dr. Edfil Cabal. Thank you so much for having me in this day. Many thanks also to my former teacher, Dr. Fe Angelic Mercado, for the flattering and generous introduction. It is an honor to be the guest speaker in this year's virtual Moving Up ceremony. To our grade 10 completers, my warmest congratulations for making it to this day. Our dear students, as an educator myself, I can relate to the disappointments that each of you feel during this pandemic. By having to spend the last year of junior high school outside the classrooms and away from your friends. And most of all, I know that you feel sad for not being able to experience the actual face-to-face Moving Up ceremony. As my favorite quote says, life is so much more than what our eyes are seeing. In this COVID time, all we see around the neighborhood are people wearing face masks and face shields. News about community quarantines and new COVID infections and even deaths caused by the coronavirus. We fear getting COVID infections, not just for ourselves, but also for our loved ones. But we must not just focus on these negative things. Life is not just about this, even in these pandemic times. If you try to think about it, there are still a lot of positive things happening around us. For example, by temporary suspension of face-to-face classes and opting to online and modular distance learning, we got more time to spend with our family. The pandemic has taught us to be more cautious, to value life, and to appreciate the people around us. We have witnessed the bayanihan spirit of the Filipino people in many ways. Scientists around the world are lending their expertise to develop the vaccine against coronavirus. Also, our salute to the frontliners who risk their lives to fight the unseen virus. We are also very much thankful to the teachers who try their best to deliver the learning in the best way possible in these pandemic times. Notably, people of different professions working their best to render their service despite the threat of coronavirus. Dear grade 10 completers, at this moment, I would like to ask you to take a very short moment and try to look forward into the future. Try to imagine that a couple of years from now, you will be professionals. Some of you would be wearing medical gowns, nurses' uniforms, laboratory coats while working on new medicines, wearing teachers' uniforms, and preparing new generation of future professionals, or wearing hard hats as you watch the rise of the tallest building in Canaan City that you designed. Having this said, let me share you a story of who I was when I was your age. I was this skinny, short girl. Yes, my classmates and friends used to call me Putut, and my former high school teachers knows that very well. I was one of the shortest in class. In high school, I was the class top student during the daytime, but at night time, I am a panadera in our small bakery. Every night, at 7 o'clock to almost 10 o'clock, I would help my father make pandesal that he sells at 4 o'clock in the early morning around the barangays of Binalbagan, Palubigan, Alibabay, Bayog, and nearby areas. So, I can only work on my homework and projects after 10 p.m. Periodical exam seasons are rather difficult. Sometimes I would ask my mother to take my place in helping my father as I have to prepare for the examination. At those times, I always aimed for the highest grades, so I would graduate as a valedictorian, not for the award or the fame, but so I could qualify for scholarships in college. Back then, I've always wanted to become an accountant or a civil engineer, but I know for sure that it's impossible to become one if you rely on the family's income. Efforts and struggles paid off, and I graduated as class valedictorian. While preparing for college, Ma'am Vivian Badon gave me an idea about the scholarships offered in Suleiman University. So I went there, I took and passed the entrance exam in Suleiman University, and with God's grace, I qualified for a scholarship. A full scholarship which covers tuition fees, miscellaneous, and book allowance. But it's not that simple. I can remember 3 major things that we had to consider at that time. First, I would often argue with my father as he always wanted me to become a teacher, but becoming a teacher was never my dream at that time. Second, there is no full scholarship for BS Accountancy and BS Civil Engineering, so I had to give up on my dreams if I'd enroll in Suleiman University. Third, and the most serious problem is that studying in Suleiman University in Dumaguete City means that we need money for my daily allowance and for my boarding house. And I totally knew that my family is not financially capable to sustain the living expenses in Dumaguete City. Even so, my ambitious self decided to go through the interview process for this scholarship. At that time, I chose Bachelor of Science in Chemistry since it's covered with full scholarship and chemistry was one of the subjects I enjoyed in high school. I decided I would become a chemist. I was very lucky and blessed. One of the interviewers, the chairperson of the chemistry department at that time, asked me if I am willing to stay at their place as a working student. Of course, I said yes. That's the only way that I could study in Suleiman University without adding so much financial burden to my parents. I took BS Chemistry with a full scholarship and as a working student. In my third and fourth year in college, I also worked in a medical clinic in some times of the day. My parents, of course, tried their best to send me money whenever there are school projects and for my personal needs. However, there are times when the funds are short and my then boyfriend, who is now my husband, ends up sharing his allowance with me. If lucky, I'd earn money from selling Avon products and from conducting tutorials to Korean students in the university. All these struggles for the goal of becoming a chemist. But these struggles did not stop even after the graduation day. I still had to take the board exam to become a licensed chemist. After my college graduation, I had to look for a job to pay for the review class for my licensure examination and to buy a plane ticket since the exam is held only in Manila at that time. And guess what? I worked as a teacher for my very first job while preparing for the board exam. My father was really happy. His daughter became a teacher. And also, it was at that moment that I realized my passion for teaching. To make the long story short, I passed the licensure exam and a few months later, I was offered with a student researcher position and a scholarship for master's and doctoral degree in South Korea. I studied there for 5 long years and now I am back in Suleiman University teaching chemistry to college students. That skinny, putut, Panadera school girl 11 years ago is now a licensed chemist, PhD holder, and a regular faculty of Suleiman University. Looking back to my high school and college days, I can say that life is indeed so much more than what our eyes are seeing. Our dear students, there are 3 qualities that I want you to have basing on my experience. Number 1, be ambitious. Be ambitious in working towards your goals. Do not feel bad if people would call you ambicioso or ambiciosa. Instead, be proud. Remember, ambition is the first step to success. I was called ambiciosa by people around me when I enrolled in Suleiman University, even though we are poor. But it did not stop me. Let no one discourage your ambitious attitude. You do not need a fan club in order to achieve your goals. Be your own motivation. Number 2, be resilient. A resilient person is able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult situations. As you work towards achieving your goal, many things will happen along the way. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail. Get back up, be tough, and be resilient. Keep going. It would take hours if I were to enumerate the problems I had before becoming who I am today. On top of financial problems, there are many family conflicts, health problems. I experienced mental burnout, and I even had depression when I was taking my doctoral degree. But I did not stop. I continued moving forward towards my goals. Number 3, the last and for me the most important of all. Be grateful. Learn to be grateful for all you have, even if you think you have too little. Most likely, you have a lot more than you think. Whenever you feel that you are not moving any closer to your goals, look back to where you started. Focus on the positive things that happened along the way. even the smallest ones. Be grateful and you'll find energy and motivation to see what other great things are going to happen in your life. To the grade 10 completers and to the proud parents, once again, congratulations on your achievement. Thank you very much.
Republic of the Philippines, Department of Education, Region 7, Central Visayas Schools, Division of Negros Oriental, Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School, Panubigan, Canlaon City, Negros Oriental, awards this certificate of recognition to Dr. Lazel L. Estrella Pahulas, a registered chemist, at the same time, our guest speaker today, for sharing valuable insights and inspiration on the occasion of Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School's 6th Moving Up ceremony. Given the 16th day of July 2021 at Jose B. Cardenas Memorial High School, main campus, Exodus Avenue, Panubigan, Canlaon City, Negros Oriental, Philippines. Signed, Dr. Edfield V. Cabag, Principal 4.
A pleasant morning to our DepEd officials, our PSDS, Dr. Jerry C. Altanal, our guest speaker, Dr. Lizel Estrella Pahulas, our energetic principal, Dr. Edfield V. Cabag, beloved teachers, parents, friends, and of course, to the moving up completers of school year 2020-2021. I cannot believe that the time has finally come, the moment we have been waiting as a high school student. The last day we are about to say our goodbye and say hello to another journey to senior high school. I am both proud and honored to be here today, in the company of so many amazingly talented and noble individuals. The home of the Bacon is now also the home of tomorrow's pioneers, doctors, engineers, teachers, and musicians. Thank you, JBCMHS main campus, for having us. We are here to celebrate our achievements, triumphs, or victories as we are walking this rocky journey amidst this pandemic. First, I wanted to say thank you for all the teachers who became our mentors for us to be tough, proud, and made us a fighter. Who serve as our second parents, who know not only to spoil us, but also challenge our capacity in everything we do. Thank you to my teacher who cherished and loved us. Thank you for my grade 7 advisor, Mrs. Kabugnason. You became my friend, our friend. Thank you for my grade 8 advisor, Mrs. Rosa V. Narciso. My first impression of you is very strict, but later on, you warmed our hearts, and instantly you became our own loving mother who cared for me and my fellow students. To my grade 9 advisor, Mrs. Angelina S. Garilao, who taught me how to be a good consumer. Thank you, Mom, for being our teacher. Every time I saw an alcohol, it reminds me of you. Only grade 9 Garilao can relate this. To my grade 10 advisor, Dr. Fe Angelique F. Mercado, with her motherly care and guidance to us. To my English teacher, Dr. Lolita L. De La Cruz, who enhanced my writing and communication skills. To my math teacher, Mrs. Josephine S. Joseph, who showed to me the arithmetic of life. To my ICT teachers, Mr. Jonathan A. Lario and Mr. Abba, who honed my computer skills. To my science teacher, Mrs. Improsa Tinicor, who unveiled to us the fantastic evolution of organism. To my Filipino teacher, Mrs. Idhan, ang nagturo sa akin tungkol sa panitikan. To my ESP teacher, Mrs. Kim Untulan, who helped me to distinguish between good and bad. To my MAPI teacher, Mr. Bernardino Angana, who trained me physically strong, mentally awake, and morally upright. We were not able to see each other face to face, but you did your best to guide us. I also wanted to say thank you for my family. They are the reason why I study hard and dream high. I came from an average family where I saw the struggles of my parents
just to support me and my sisters. My father is a very hardworking person and my mother never failed to show her support on me. She is the best mama for me. They are my inspirations and the reason why I'm now here. Let's be thankful, my fellow competitors. Each one of us had our own memorable experience here in JBCMHS main campus. We have definitely had some good laughs over the years. Most of you had have experienced excusing yourselves in the middle of the class to go to the toilet but end up buying snacks in the canteen. There were also times where we had only one source of paper, or the time when we borrowed pens from our classmates but not able to return it back. Cherish those times because it is one of the stories that will be forever written in our past. Remember the time you first put your feet on this school? You were that cute, innocent kid who was afraid but a little excited what would be your high school life. Now, we have grown up, become stronger, and ready for more challenges in life. I hope through the years we have learned a lot of lessons that will help us grow and become the better version of ourselves. We are now old enough to know what is right and wrong, so keep moving and choose the right path for you. For me, this is the most competitive batch I've ever known. But despite being competitive, we are one throughout these struggles and hardships. Stop procrastinating and start learning for greater knowledge and understanding. Get inspired by your family, friends, and your dream goal in the future. Keep fighting moving up class of 2021. Before I end this speech, I want to leave a quote from Swami Amar Diote. Knowledge is not taught, it is awakened in you. So, classmates, schoolmates, always believe in yourself. Thank you and have a good day.
Congratulations, completers and graduates of BOTS 2020-2021. Graduation is one of the biggest events in the Department of Education. We look forward to this moment where we showcase our learners' successes and celebrate along with our families to mark this momentous occasion. This year is different and filled with so many tribulations. Doubts and fears rule in some points. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we must prioritize keeping you, dear graduates, safe from the virus. In line with the regulations that prevent the spread of this virus, we cannot have physical graduation, but we will not allow the pandemic to hinder you from experiencing the very essence of it. Thus, this is done virtually. The theme of this year, strengthening the quality education amid the COVID-19 pandemic, can be truly reflected in us. We have drawn strength within us just to ensure that quality education will not be compromised despite the pandemic. With our solid partnership with the local government unit, spearheaded by our Honorable Mayor Jose Chubasco Cardenas, who is one of the strongest pillars in strengthening the quality education to all Canlaonians. The sincere and praiseworthy dedication of our school heads, teachers, and staff who risk their lives in reporting to school just to prepare the task of the diverse learners and making the school a refuge to all. The immeasurable patience of parents in coming to school to ensure that they can bring home the nuggets of knowledge for their children through the modules and, of course, the efforts of our dear graduates while they spend more time with our parents and guardians and other family members discussing things relative to the lessons, which also made family closer to one another, are just few things that reveal how we contributed in ensuring the success of education despite COVID-19. Hats off to all of you. The silver lining brought by this pandemic in terms of education is building a very strong community of learning. Dear graduates, this pandemic cannot determine your future. You need to rise above these trials. Start thinking about various ways on how you could become successful. Keep soaring high and shape your dreams. And I am wishing your journey towards success. Again, congratulations and may the good Lord bless and protect you. Basta para sa bata, para sa bayan, sulong edukalidad, sulong neg-or, congratulations and mabuhay, salta kanlaon.
School year 2020-2021 has been a very trying and challenging school year. We came face to face with a number of major concerns that had to be addressed for the school year to open because of the pandemic brought about by the COVID-19 virus. We had to determine the modality of delivering lessons in our province in the absence of face-to-face classes. Enrollment had to be done remotely to keep to the safety standards so as not to compromise the health of our DepEd personnel, our learners, and parents as well. School year opening had to be done in October only when the President of the country gave the green light for school year 2020-2021 to commence on condition that there would be no face-to-face classes. DepEd had to contend with the fears and reservations of the different sectors of the society regarding school opening. But education shall continue. This was the strong conviction of DepEd Secretary Leonor M. Briones, and this was supported by DepEd officials in the different governance levels of the department. All means were exhausted to make education continue, and it did. Now, we are at the threshold of the falling of the curtain of a very challenging yet historical scene, school year 2020-2021. Truly, school year 2020-2021 is historical, and being so, all of us who have contributed to the realization that education must continue amid the pandemic challenge are now part of history. Our names may not appear in the annals of Philippine history, but definitely our relentless effort will be etched in its pages. To you, dear graduates and completers, your graduation, your completion is truly a feat which calls for a celebration. You have successfully overcome the different obstacles which have come along the way as you treaded your way during the school year. While the COVID-19 pandemic brought about fears among us, not to mention adverse change in life and lifestyle, it has also given you the opportunity to display how much you value education. The efforts you exerted as you worked on your modules and comply with the requirements really shows that education is a priceless commodity which almost everyone wants to possess. Congratulations to all of you for successfully completing the school year in spite of the great challenge that had to be faced head-on for you to reach this point of your life. Your graduation, your completion. Your graduation, your completion in these trying moments did not come in handy. So many ingredients had to be tossed and mixed to turn your dream of graduating, of completing, a reality. The guidance and support of the Department of Education at the central and regional levels provided us with a direction as we sailed through rough waters. The heroism of your teachers and other school personnel under the stewardship of the principals and school heads, as well as the guidance of our public schools district supervisors as they courageously enrolled, distributed, and retrieved the modules is truly remarkable. The compassion of our division module writers and quality assurance team members under the wings of our division subject area supervisors of Negros Oriental Division to craft and produce our modules to give life to our modality of distance learning through the printed modules is amazing. This was strongly supported by the men and women of the SGOD, administrative, finance, supply, and health sections, and everyone in the division of SDO Negros Oriental. The men and women of the alternative learning system also did their share to make education continue in their own context. The support of our national government and our local government units at the congressional, provincial, municipal, and barangay levels was very inspiring, which gave Negros Oriental Division the strength to carry on with its mission of providing education at whatever cost. Our PTAs in the division, district, and school levels were a formidable support system that was such a great help. Our partners in the public and private sectors did not also turn a blind eye and a deaf ear to our needs. The support of your parents, guardians, benefactors was a very important element whose contribution to your success could not be underestimated. These are the people who also deserve the accolade as you celebrate your success. As the curtain of school year 2020-2021 falls, let us continue to hope that we will continue to strengthen education in the new normal through our dedication, commitment, and compassion. As we celebrate success, I give all our graduates, all our completers, and their parents, guardians, benefactors, and all those who made this possible my loud hurrah and bravo as I exhort all our completers, all our graduates to brace for the challenges lying ahead with courage and a strong faith in the divine providence. The world continues to unfold for you, graduates and completers. Break a leg. Your education shall be among your strong weapons as you conquer the world. Congratulations and Godspeed.
Greetings of love and peace to each and everyone. School year 2020-2021 has been the most challenging year in education. All been struggling to survive in all aspects. But our beloved Secretary Leonor Magtulis Briones lead the baton that education must continue amidst whatever crisis we will be facing. And so, here we are, celebrating one of the most precious accomplishment that you have, your graduation and moving up ceremonies. It is one fleeting sense of pride and joy to be able to celebrate with all of you for your victory, bravery, resilience, perseverance, and commitment that push you to experience what we have today. So our beloved, most precious gems, our dear learners, just wanted to let you know that you are doing great. It is not easy to be learners with all the pressures in today's world. The more in these trying times due to pandemic. How you hurdle your lessons remotely through distance learning of varied modalities, the fear and scare of the virus due to negative publicity, and many more. But you survive and victorious. So, don't lose your heart if you find things difficult. Today, the world is so tested. It is a high time that you put all your learnings into action. Never be a bystander watching as the world takes a paradigm shift. Take the wheel. Collectively, the youth are stronger than any pandemic known to men. Remember, everyone is a student of life as we all keep learning something or the other throughout our lives. So, keep the faith and believe in yourselves. Work hard and work smart too. And with the right focus and determination, you will see that goals are not impossible to achieve. Just have a clear plan, and whatever detours come your way, don't be afraid. Face them with conviction that those are part of the pitfalls where we cannot evade. So be strong and let your education and learnings with God be your shield. And don't forget to thank the most honest persons in your life. Those who can say and tell you exactly what you are doing, either good or bad. Those who guide you sincerely to the path where you want to walk on. Who always with you in times of your successes and downfalls. They are your parents, teachers, relatives, and best friend. So learners, congratulations, you hit the mark on your timeline. To all the parents and guardians out there, your contribution towards the realization of the once dreams of your children is so great. Sustain it, and you will see and harvest the fruits of it sooner than later. So thank you for partnering with DepEd through your children's education. So to all of you, congratulations. To the school, I know how you struggle also, especially that the world was shocked of what happened and nobody was prepared. There were so many hows and whys, but you are able to navigate it until reaching its destination. So whatever is the experience and hardships, what is more important is the outcome of what you have done. That's why my salute to you. To our teachers, school heads, supervisors, and non-teaching personnel, you did a great job, worthy of emulation. I am proud of you. To the SDOs, I am so happy of what your division accomplished for school year 2020-2021. Your efforts doesn't go to vain. Now it comes into fruition. So to all, kudos. To everyone, always have the smile in you. See miracles in life every day, and you will be filled with positivity in thoughts and actions. Congratulations once again. Keep safe and God bless everyone.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day, wherein finally our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning. And you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate, and therefore you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the Parent Teachers Associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug, virtually of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survive and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science, in technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies, during the baccalaureate, and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so, we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
I can almost see it, the dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. I gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain, always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, these changes I'm taking, sometimes might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. You may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just have to keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. You're always gonna wanna make it move, always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on
Warmest congratulations to our completers of school year 2020-2021. Moving up ceremonies signify an achievement to reckon with, as one will be treading a higher level of journey in the educational landscape. It is an event worth sharing and celebrating with your parents, family, teachers, administrators, and other stakeholders who have been part of your success. This is the moment to recognize all your efforts and hard work as you burned your midnight candle to overcome the challenges posed by DepEd, especially the coronavirus, which drastically offered us a dreadful twist and turned not only in the educational system but in all facets of life. Yes, completers, the modular scheme of teaching learning process that you are now entangled into, and all the restrictions you had recently embraced, can stop the school, the JBCMHS main campus, to equip you with knowledge, skills, and competencies to develop further your attitudes and values to be globally competitive. Indisputably, there is a bright future ahead of you as DepEd embarked on its major educational reform to defy the haunting effect of the pandemic, which aims to produce Filipino graduates equipped with 21st century skills, competitive, innovative, transformative, and resilient millennials. Completers, in this age of automation and pandemic, there is much more needed to continue learning new and varied skills. That's why your completion today is indeed a new beginning, as you will soon face a more challenging stage as a lifetime learner. Be equipped, well braced, as you follow your dreams and continue to contribute to building a new Filipino nation. Godspeed, congratulations.
In behalf of the whole JBCMHS main campus faculty and staff, my warmest congratulations to all of you learners and parents for choosing to continue your education in spite of this very challenging time. You all did a very good job. This has been your Lady of Ceremony, Mrs. Maria Christine B. Banwa, saying, thank you for watching. Sulong Edukalidad, padayon para sa edukasyon.